Learn English with Afra. Practice English conversation. Good morning, teacher. I know you're busy now, but I need to ask you an important question.
Morning, Lisa. I'm on my break now, but I have like 10 minutes before the next class.
Yeah, it is just a simple question, but I can't understand. It's about a difficult word. I was trying to practice my pronunciation and learn some new vocabulary, and I noticed something. The words pear and pear. I mean, they have the same pronunciation. How could I know if a person is talking about a pear of something or the fruit pear? I know this maybe sounds too silly, but it is a question I've had for a long time.
That's okay. Don't worry. You're not the first student to ask me that kind of question. But I will help you. This is a very common problem the students have when they learn English. Many words that are otherwise unrelated and are spelled differently sound the same when is spoken. For instance, pear versus pear. This is only one of the examples. This isn't a big problem in speech, as people can usually understand what you mean. From the context of what you're saying, but grasping the spelling differences is vital if you want to be an effective, written communicator. What I mean is, you can understand if one person is saying pear or pear by the context. And if they don't understand, you can always spell it for them. That way, they would know what you're talking about.
Oh, I haven't thought about it, but you're right. I can spell the word or ask them to spell it for me.
Exactly. If you're the one who doesn't understand, then ask, "Can you spell it for me, please?" Many people are usually afraid to ask, and that's why they don't learn. Asking is really important. Because if you say yes, yes, but you didn't understand, then you could have problems. And talking about pronunciation. English isn't a phonetic language, which means words are spelled differently from the way they are spoken. That could be a problem. Words that are spelled exactly the same may be spoken completely differently. For example, I'll read the newspaper versus I read the newspaper. They have a very similar pronunciation. It is almost impossible to notice the difference. Understanding these words is crucial in order to understand both reading and spoken English. And you will know what they're talking about for the context. If you're talking about routines, then it is sure they will say, "I read a newspaper." But if they're talking about future actions, then you can assume they are saying, "I'll read a newspaper." Do you get it? Oh, another way to recognize if they're talking about a specific time are the time expressions. If they say, tomorrow, every day, today, later, at the moment, and so on, you have to pay attention. And now that we are talking about problems when learning English, it is important to mention idioms and slangs. This area tends to be especially problematic for students. You wonder why? Simple, because it's difficult to teach in the classroom. Slang encompasses all the casual language that's used in day-to-day speech. It isn't necessarily grammatically correct, and may even sound nonsensical if you don't know the context it's spoken in. The best way for students to master slang and colloquialisms is through talking to native speakers, listening to pop culture movies, songs, series, and doing other things to immerse themselves in the English language. Because this will serve a natural learning process that will help them pick up on cues, such as voice tone and nonverbal cues. Now, if you want a video about English's slangs, then let me know on the comments, please. Also, I have to tell you about an important problem when learning English. It is the variations of the language. When it comes to the sheer number of native and non-native speakers, English is the biggest language in the world. Over time, this has caused many variations of it to appear and evolve differently in different parts of the world. Accents, dialects, local phrases, slang, and other variations all play a role in this. Seriously, this can be a serious problem for English students who encounter distinctive variants, such as Scottish English for the first time, for example. Being aware of these differences beforehand and taking them into account when communicating is crucial in order to avoid confusion. What I mean is that you have to keep in mind that not everyone will speak English the same way. You will listen to different pronunciation, intonation, words, phrases, sentences, and so on. So no matter if you are an advanced level, even if you're a native speaker, you never stop learning. The best way to overcome all the problems in learning English is to practice as much as you can, while fully immersing yourself in an environment that is full of like-minded English speakers. Even though there are many learning English problems, there are some things that make learning easier. Don't you believe me? I will give you an example. In English, nouns do not have a gender. Another thing, you only need to learn 3 basic tenses: present, past, and future. These aspects simplify a lot of things. Keep in mind that you will not learn English fluently overnight. The most important thing is not to give up, no matter what. Learning English can be the most entertaining and exciting experience of your life. Only if you overcome the problems in learning English. I hope I have helped you. Yes, teacher. And about the English slangs, I want to know more about that, please. Sure. I can make a video about English's slangs, only if our subscribers want it too.
I hope you liked this conversation. If you could improve your English a little more, please subscribe to the channel. And share this video with a friend, and if you want to support this channel,